Hey everybody, this is Iman, that Philly wholesaler chick, and as you can see here on the screen, I'm sitting here with Chris Bruce, who was kind enough to take time out of his schedule to do this video interview and share with us how he got started in the real estate wholesaling business, and even share a couple of tips about what you could do to kind of like mirror his success. And without further ado, I'm going to turn the video call over to Chris. So Chris, you could just share with everybody, where you're from, how you got started, and all that good stuff.
All right, thanks. And Iman, I want to thanks and I appreciate you actually giving me the opportunity to discuss with your subscribers. It's a blessing. I definitely love to share some content and give you some information about wholesaling and how I get started.
Right.
Pretty much, basically, I got started in real estate investing around 2009.
Okay.
I actually was working for Bank of America, and I was actually doing loans and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I happened to be on the internet, and I ran across a guy, funny-looking guy by the name of Preston Ely.
Preston.
I started following him, started doing my homework on him, seeing he knows his stuff.
Right.
I actually picked up a real estate course. The REO Rockstar was the first real estate course I actually bought.
Right.
Yeah, so I bought that and got started with that and ran into a couple different problems. Didn't have much success putting in offers and stuff like that. I got deals on the contract, but was running into problem, actually getting buyers and actually closing them.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I actually contacted Preston, and I actually signed up for his mentorship program.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I was able to learn so much more having a mentor that I could, have access to and get information from, and start closing some deals. And so I'm a full-time investor, actually only for a year, but I was doing it part-time when I originally started in 2009.
Okay, so essentially, what you're saying is you went straight for REOs. You didn't even just, vacant house. Well, but you know what I mean, like your vanilla type of wholesaling type of thing, like, vacant houses and things like that. Right, so you went straight for REOs. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's
I went
pretty
straight
cool.
for REOs. And, it wasn't working out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't know here in Tampa, there's a guy by the name of Lee Kearney, the REO Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
And the same tactics that he was showing everybody in the videos were great. It was great information, great content, but it didn't work here in the market because he already had taken over pretty much. So,
right.
It's kind of hard for a guy like me, nobody, to come in and try to set a tone, with him already setting the tone in Tampa. So the cream of the crop deals were gone. So as I realized, Preston was like, you need to go after these private seller deals. There's so many seller deals out there. There's vacant homes, there's evictions, there's probates, code violations. Mm-hmm. And you just need to start doing some direct mail campaigns and doing a lot of different marketing.
Right.
So from there, I just got real busy at marketing, sending out letters, sending out postcards, sending letters to the houses I was finding vacant. I had a lot of bird dogs out finding me, bringing me leads.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually when I started getting some deals on the contract and started closing some deals.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. So what would you say, Chris, in terms of what worked best for you when you were, doing that? Because you kind of did it, I guess, in the reverse. You started with the REOs, where most people start with just, cruising for cash and stuff like that. So would you say that, like, maybe direct mail played a big part in helping you to secure a lot of the deals that you got, or bandit signs? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I didn't, be honest with you, I've only put out maybe for sellers, maybe 100 bandit signs my whole entire career. I haven't really put out a lot of them because there's so many people here in Tampa. Tampa is a very competitive market.
Right.
But I would say not just direct mail. What I learned was really direct mail follow-ups.
Okay.
Is what actually gets me the deals, because even when I first got started, I was doing direct mail and I would just mail one time, and the person's like, no, what are you doing? You got to do follow-ups,
Right.
And I started realizing that after sending the third, fourth one off, I was getting my calls, and seller would call me, hey, Chris, I got your letters. The third one you sent me, I guess you really must be serious about buying my property.
Right.
Go by, take a look at it, make an offer.
Right.
So, for everybody out there, direct mail works, but you must do follow-ups. You have to follow up.
Right. So, in terms of direct mail and doing a follow-up, how far out, do you typically space your follow-up mail pieces to the people you're targeting? Like, you send your first mailing out, and then how long after you send the second one?
I do 30 days, 30, 60, 90 days. Yep. So I do at least 4 mailers, 4 mailers, and I should get something back from them. Right.
Okay, so without necessarily maybe disclosing who you're targeting, I mean, unless you want to share that, but is there a specific reason why you do 30, 60, 90? Because I know with like pre-foreclosures, I know, typically that's, the space and time to people, typically in terms of follow-up, but is there a particular reason why you chose 30, 60, and 90, Chris, or?
To be honest with you, not really. It was just kind of the thing that I was actually taught. I mean, there's not really a good or a certain way, a good or wrong way to do it. Right. I just typically will follow 30, 60, 90 days. It's just kind of, like I said, what I was pretty much taught. And, pretty much a lot of times I'll get follow-ups. I'll get the actual sellers to call me after the second or third one. Sometimes I don't even usually get to the 90 days.
Okay.
And especially for everybody out there, probates is one of the best niches to get into, especially when you're doing direct mail, because I learned that a lot of people don't mail to direct mail. They don't do direct mail campaigns out to probates.
Right.
So for probates, I'll do a 1 letter, and then I'll do a follow-up 30 days letter.
Right.
And I get a big response rate when I do the second follow-up on the probates especially.
Okay, because I actually have a good buddy of mine who is currently targeting that. So hopefully when he sees the video, he hears that, because I know right now that he really isn't getting, a whole lot of response from, I guess, the probates that he's, the people on probate that he's targeting. So, but that's a very good point. And like you said early on that, follow-up, that you feel that follow-up, that you attribute a lot of your success with being able to get deals under contract is simply just the fact that you've been able to follow up with people and do it consistently. And I can sit here and say that I don't do it. I mean, fortunately I've been able to still have success with what I've been doing. But like you said, like for example, I don't know if you followed the blog post that I did where I'm doing this mailing now, 1,000 people, and like somebody asked me the question, well, are you going to do follow up? And I said that, probably after I did the whole wave, like I haven't really developed, like I don't have a system in place to like maybe, do 100, then mail out, a few more 100, and then, then follow up, that type of situation. But I continue to hear that follow up, the fortune is in the follow up. And I am guilty of not doing it. So I will admit that in front of everybody. But I appreciate you sharing that because, I hear, like I said, I hear a lot of people say that, follow up is key, is important. So is there anything else, Chris, that you could share? Like, maybe besides doing follow-up with your direct mail pieces that you would attribute to?
Definitely, I would say if you can get the Chris Chico's program, the absentee owner postcard that he has. Chris Chico's absentee owner program. That works best. I mean, I've got deals from doing just one absentee owner postcard, and I just send a lot of them. So I mean, you don't have to wait. I'm not saying that follow-ups is the only way to get deals, but
but they help.
It's just they help a lot, because if you're in a market like mine where it's very competitive and everybody's sending out the same letters and everybody's doing yellow letters, everybody's doing the absentee owner postcards and probate letters, when you follow up with somebody, it shows that you're interested. You're very interested. It's not just a marketing piece per se. And I mean, besides doing letters, I don't know if, for the people that have seen my YouTube video that I put out, I do all type of different marketing. I have drop down cards, which, something that I didn't come up with, but I've seen the photo of the money cards. And, I ordered those offline, and I did a video showing everybody the power of that. So that's one thing that a lot of people in my market are not doing, and they're not walking around dropping cards. And I drop those cards at malls, banks, casinos, wherever people will pick up money, And just as simple as saying that I buy houses fast with cash, quick closing, it has my phone number, my website, and also has on the bottom that, I pay for referrals, $500 if you bring, a motivated seller a house. And that's one thing. And then really just, creating people around you. You would be surprised of how many people around you on Facebook that Twitter, people, around you in your neighborhood might know somebody that's in a serious situation that needs to sell their home fast. So it's just about getting that word out to everybody that you know.
Right. Yeah, I just had a situation, Wednesday, I believe a couple days ago, I had actually, went to, I got a call from, I actually got, as of today, probably 8 calls from the last mailing that I sent out. And I went to, go take a look at the property. And, this particular seller told me that there's, he has a neighbor that, watches his house. So I went to knock on the door just to let them know that I would be entering the property, just so, this is a little, challenging little area. It's a Roundtable University, but, it's a little rough, and I didn't want anybody getting the wrong idea. So, what I did was I spoke with took some time to speak with the neighbors, and I gave them like maybe 5 or 6 business cards. I told them, hey, I paid for referrals. And then they started pointing out, different properties that were available on the block. So, I agree wholeheartedly. You just gotta run your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Because you never know who knows somebody, and that's the thing. Is with social media. I even get leads from Twitter and Facebook. I have a Twitter account, and there's a website that I'm gonna give everybody that a lot of people don't know about. It's called Twaiter. It's TWAITTER.com.
Could you repeat that again, Chris?
Yeah. I'll send it to you, send you a link on Facebook.
Okay.
It's Twaiter, which is TWAITTER.com. That site right there lets you basically tweets that automatically, and you can set them up for certain times of the day to go out.
Okay.
I have one Twitter account that has just basically tweet on its own. And, I'm offering, I'm sorry?
Say that again, Chris, because there was some kind of funky stuff going on with the video.
It's called Twaiter.com. TWAITTER.com.
Okay.
And what it does is it lets you automate your Twitter account. Say, for instance, you want to put, looking to buy some houses, and you put your website, and you can put a certain time of the day. Every day, it'll get updated on Twitter without you doing anything. You can set up as many tweets as you want. So that's one thing. I mean, there's so many different ways with social media that you can pull in leads as well. I do a lot of stuff on Craigslist. I mean, it's not the most effective way, but I guarantee you, if you put out an ad, let's say in the real estate services, and you're looking for, I'm not going to use the term bird dog, but let's say if you use lead finder, somebody that finds a lead for you, tell them you paid them $500 for referrals. I guarantee your phone will blow up because people need money. They're looking to make money. So, the opportunity, that comes across, they're going to jump on it. So, just all about marketing.
Right. And you got to be doing it constantly, and you can't rely solely on one form of marketing. So, but to back it up a little bit, Chris, now back to the Twaiter, you said, right?
Yes.
Do you recommend a specific time of the day to possibly, to post that, to schedule your tweet around that,
Yeah, I would say I usually do mine. I mean, I have tweets going out the whole day. I'm gonna I don't even really get on that Twitter, but I would say either in the morning between, I would say, 9 to noon, because a lot of people are on Twitter around that time, especially when they're about to go to work.
Right.
And then I find a lot of people after work, because a lot of people are on Twitter is something for your cell phone. So people are always on their Twitter during breaks or whatever the case may be. But between that time and then I would say between after that 6 o'clock on later, because those people are on their computer and they're, you know, checking. So between that, I would say 9 to 12 and then 6 to like 8 in the afternoon. Yeah.
Okay. Now, could you share a little bit with us about that Hummer you have?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you win that again, Chris? How'd you win that again?
Basically, it was Preston and them they had Freedom Soft coming out last year when they launched it, which they just relaunched it again. But they do a contest for it. It was a thing. Pretty much you put your name and email address in, and the more names and email address you put in, the more chances you had a chance to win. And luckily, I was on a webinar and they launched it and they called my name and email address, and I couldn't believe it, you know. So I went to Starbucks the next day, met up with Preston, and he didn't even know I won it. And then when I told him I did, he couldn't even believe it. And
wow.
It was crazy. So yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that has to be a great marketing tool for you, that Hummer. I've seen it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you still ride around in the thing.
Oh, I mean, that's all I drive right now. Yeah.
First of all, it's a Hummer, so, you know what I mean? And then you got your advertising on there. Right.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's another thing. If you can afford to get your car or truck wrapped or put something, I have a few people, what I've done is I paid them to put their sign on their cars. I just recently did that this past week. $25 or whatever a month that I'm going to pay a guy to put the magnet sign on his door. We buy houses cash and my phone number. So that's another thing. If you can't wrap your car, get the little magnet, put it on your window or door, that brings in leads. I mean, the Hummer, it's great. It's great for bringing in leads, but not only that, when I actually go to the seller's house to sign a contract, they think that I'm very legit because they see, okay, you buy a house.
Right. That's hot, man. That's a hot Hummer you got riding around in,
Oh, thanks.
Now with the magnetic signs, that for the people that you're asking to, place them on their vehicles, are you like folks that are like maybe contractors or just regular everyday folks?
Just regular everyday people. Just rides around the city. Yeah.
Right. Okay. The only reason why I asked is because I know that I guess people are more inclined. I don't know. That's what I've heard. I don't know that they see it on a contractor's vehicle, but like you said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If somebody's desperate, they're motivated. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
where they're seeing the ad. If they want to sell, they want to sell. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, yeah, and, I don't know, do you have maybe one more thing you may want to add, Chris, or?
Yeah, sure. The one thing I can add to everybody, a lot of people don't talk about, real estate in this way is going to make you a better marketer. You have to study marketing, become a better marketer in real estate. But another thing is that, to be honest with you, real estate it's not easy, it's simple, but a lot of times people, they don't have the mindset in real estate to keep going, to stay positive, to stay motivated. And the thing is that, in order to be successful in any business, you have to have a certain mindset. You have to have an abundant mindset, a positive mindset, and that non-give up mindset. Because I had a lot of students that I've coached that have been successful, a lot of friends that I've taught, but I have a lot of people that haven't, and it's because they gave up and, they just didn't have that mindset to keep going. They were in that still 9 to 5 mindset of chasing a check, So the one thing I can say is that besides real estate, and it's going to help you to be successful, is focus on yourself. Focus on becoming a better person. Read a lot of books by other successful people, follow and the things that they're doing and mirror the things that they are doing. Because you will see that their mindset is totally different, than their average person. And that's the reason why they have success and the reason why money comes in. The same thing for me. So once I worked on myself and became a better person and I still do to this day, I'm not perfect, so I'm still working. I still read 5 books a month. Once you start doing stuff like that, you'll see that success will come so much easier because you're attracted.
Right. Yeah, because I was reading, excuse me, how, you talked about, where you were in life before, I guess you started, in the business, I'm not disclosing anything that you haven't already shared publicly online, but how, that you were like you were a party guy. What was it that you were popping champagne every Friday for 5 months straight? You know?
Definitely. I spent the money like there wasn't no tomorrow.
Right. So yeah, I think it's key too, and especially like you said, like, you're gonna, at a point, especially, starting out, that, you're gonna, there's some hurdles that you're gonna have to cross. Yeah. And like you said, it's not, real estate wholesaling is not difficult, it's simple, but it does require work. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't believe the hype that, like, okay, I don't know, you study this one course and then, then the money's going to start pouring in. But, you gotta pay your dues. You gotta put the footwork in. And, I truly believe that, what separates, those who are successful from those who aren't is the fact that, being willing to do whatever is necessary, going, making one extra phone call, what I'm saying? Sending out one extra letter, those types of things. And, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. And, people hear that stuff all the time, but it's true. You have to. Yeah. I mean, I think even more, excuse me, also, in a virtual environment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have my page where a lot, the Philly Wholesaler page, which is primarily just for, what I do and make connections and stuff like that. But 95% of the people that have friended me or I have friended, I don't know, there's an energy, everybody feeds off of everybody. And so, like I said, 95% of the people that are in, that have friended me or I friended them, they're like-minded people. And, you see everybody's, having success. So then that motivates you to want to, do whatever is necessary, to achieve the kind of success that you want to achieve. So I think that's, both offline and online, you know what I mean? Your virtual environment, that you need to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No,
did you want to say something?
It's definitely right. A good book I can recommend to everybody is real good. It's called Get Off Your Butt. It's by Sean Stevenson.
Sean Stevenson?
Good book. Yeah, Sean Stevenson.
Okay.
He's a short guy. He's paralyzed. Mm-hmm. He's like 3 feet tall or something. He's in a wheelchair. He makes billions.
Okay.
He's an incredible guy. I actually got a chance to meet him at the Freedom Soft event last year. But, I mean, his book is great. It talks about, stop making excuses, do what you got to do, work hard. And it talks about hanging around like-minded people as well, because you're the average around the 5 people you hang around the most. So if you hang around broke people, you're probably going to be broke. You probably are broke. Right? So you got to, surround yourself around specific people.
Right. Well, I appreciate you, coming on a call, Chris, and, I watch you, you know what I'm saying, and, I'm inspired, by, just, by what I see, on Facebook, and, and then also, you just totally, completely turned your life around. I don't mean that, you were like, going down the wrong path of, self-destruction. I don't mean it like that, but I'm just saying, like, you got your head on straight, and, I really admire that. And, I admire, the direction that you're moving in, both in life and in business, because I've read your blog too. And like you talked about, the mindset and stuff like that, and the different things that you posted on your blog. So if you're not familiar with Chris's blog, I believe it's c-bruce.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you might want to check that out. I know you also have, a free, 5-day mini course too, Chris?
Right. Yep. You can get it on there. c-bruce.com. I have it.
Okay. Awesome. So, and you can connect with Chris on Facebook. What is it? What is your Facebook URL?
Well, my Facebook URL it was different because it was one of my other businesses. But if you want to, go to facebook.com/ what is this? Mr. Swagger Check. That was my website before real estate. So Mr. Swagger Check.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, Chris. I really, really appreciate you coming on the call. Excuse me, and taking the time out to come share with everybody. And like I said, I think that was really key. That hopefully, people will, who have watched this video, take notes. Like you made a very important point about, the direct mail piece and the follow up. So, that's something that I have to get more discipline with. So, I appreciate that,
Oh, no problem.
So, anyway, but thank you so much. And again,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the call. So, you know what I mean? And stay cool and all this warm weather we got going on, because I'm sitting here sweating. It's like 100 degrees here today. So, but anyway, okay, Chris. So I'll be talking to you soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Yup.